Namaste children. Our story today begins at the empire of Vijayanagara, known for its glory, wealth and cultural achievements. Among the many illustrious rulers was Krishnadev Raya. His reign is often referred to as the golden era in the Vijayanagara Empire, a time when art, literature and architecture flourished. A great patron of learning, Krishnadev Raya was not only an eminent warrior but also a gifted poet. His works, such as the epic Jambavati Paranayam, are even acclaimed today. Did you know Krishnadev Raya's court was home to 8 celebrated poets, collectively known as the Ashtadhiggas? Tenali Ramakrishna was one of the Ashtadhiggas in Krishnadev Raya's court. I'm sure you would have read stories about Tenali Rama and already know about his wit and humor. So today, let us witness another example of how Tenali Rama's wit and humor saved the day. Now we all many at times get into small quarrels with our loved ones without really meaning to do so. So once, as the story begins, we realize Krishnadev Raya too had a quarrel with his wife and queen Tirumala Ambal over a very trivial matter. For weeks, the king did not utter a single word to her, because of which there was a shadow cast over the palace. Once the cheerful corridors of the palace seemed quiet and forlorn. Tirumala Ambal, distraught and upset, tried best to resolve the issue but failed. With no other alternative, she decided to take the help of Tenali Rama, the court's brilliant and witty poet. Rama listened patiently as the queen recounted the incident in detail. The king wrote a poem, she said, her voice trembling. It was filled with vague expressions, sun, moon, stars, beautiful sky, but it made no sense at all. When he tried reciting it to his ministers, they all avoided him, making excuses. It was late evening when he came to see me, seeking an audience. He began reciting it to me, but I was so exhausted after a tiring day that I yawned. Not once, but several times. The king thought I was disrespecting him and his poem, and he stormed off. Since then, he hasn't spoken to me. If I had known this is what would have happened, I would have chosen another day, Rama. Please help me, please. Only you can help the king understand. Rama nodded thoughtfully. If you like, I will try my best to resolve this matter, Your Highness. But this needs a well-planned approach, and I may need time to find the right strategy. The court discussion that day was centered around improving paddy cultivation in the empire. One by one, the ministers chose to present their ideas. Some suggested expanding the irrigation network, while others advocated for better manure. Amid these suggestions, Tenali Rama stood quietly at the edge of the court, observing everyone with an amused smile. Finally, the king called upon Rama. The chatter in the court died down as all eyes turned to him. Your Majesty, I bring you a revolutionary type of paddy seeds. If these are sown, the yield will be 3 times greater than the current result. A murmur swept through the room. One of the courtiers, known for his sarcasm, whispered just loud enough, I wonder if these are magic seeds. Next he'll claim they grow without water. Another muttered, perhaps he found them on the moon. The king frowned, unimpressed. That sounds absurd, he muttered. Such cultivation would need special soil, manure and pest and insect repellents. If by chance something were to go wrong, our farmers would suffer. Rama smiled, unfazed. That may be true, Your Majesty, but the real issue lies not with the seeds themselves, but the person who sows them. A hush fell over the court. As Rama's words hung in the air, the king's eyebrows furrowed. What's wrong with the person who sows the seeds? Speak clearly, Rama, he roared. Rama glanced around the court, his sharp eyes meeting the skeptical glances of the courtiers. If one were to sow the seeds without proper care, no one would reap a good harvest, he said, pausing for effect. And what if the person had a habit of yawning while sowing? Wouldn't the seeds scatter unevenly? The court erupted into laughter. The earlier sarcasm was replaced by genuine amusement. Even the king, caught off guard, sighed and instinctively yawned. Rama watched him keenly and continued, "Your Majesty, is there anyone in this world who does not yawn? It is as natural as breathing." The king realized how unfair he was to his queen. He thought to himself, "If I had known that yawning was not a sign of disrespect, I wouldn't have taken her gesture so personally," he thought, regret filling his heart. That evening, the king approached the queen with softened expression. "Tirumalambal," he began, his voice gentle. "I have been foolish. I see now that I overreacted. I let my pride blind me. I am so sorry." The queen, who had longed for this moment, smiled and replied, "If you like, we can leave this quarrel behind us, O king. I would love to listen to your poem." The royal couple's bond was restored, and the palace brimmed once again with joy and laughter. Rama, who had orchestrated this settlement, felt victorious. So now we see in this short story how Tenali Rama successfully resolved the quarrel between the king and the queen. And that is the power of using wit and humor.